Steph, welcome back to my main channel. So this is kind of like a more like real video, kind of like serious this time. I was asking what it's like to have ADD because I have ADD and it's really annoying sometimes to deal with. And a lot of people ask me like what I do to handle it and like what it feels like and everything, so I'm here to explain that to you. So it's just my opinion. I know that everyone else has their own opinions about ADD and how it makes them feel and like what they react like. So this is just my experience. I'm not trying to make it like everyone else has the same one as me, but I'm just going to give you guys like an honest kind of like, I'm going to just be honest with you guys and tell you how I feel. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get into it. So when I was younger, in about, I want to say first grade, we started noticing that like a big room was just too much for me because I just couldn't handle a lot of people and just so much going on at once because I was too busy focusing on everyone else. I wasn't able to focus on myself. And while all of that was going on, I also had to learn something in first grade. We had to learn things, different concepts. So learning from a teacher and paying attention to like two things going on at once was way too much for me to handle. And we didn't exactly know that I had ADD at this age, but we knew that there was just something that I just couldn't grasp in a large classroom. So then my parents moved me to a private school that had smaller classes. They would have kept me at the public school, but they couldn't because they didn't have small classes there. That would be easier for me to understand and focus in. So I got moved to the smaller school, and we still didn't really know I had any learning disabilities or anything until about, I want to say like 4th or 5th grade, because I was kind of like on the slower pace of everything, and we just thought that I had a slow processing issue, which is considered a learning disability, but it's not ADD exactly. So we didn't exactly know that I had it until I got a little bit older, because ADD kind of develops in your body based on like the way that your brain functions and the way that you receive and perceive information. So I didn't really know too much about that at a young age, and my parents didn't really know either that I had ADD. We just knew that it was slow visual processing. So basically I could be taught something and then I'll just immediately forget it, and I just have to be told over and over. And that's where it kind of comes in with technology, because that's something that's always come quick to me, so that's why I like it so much. But a lot of other things come really difficult for me, and that was definitely one of them, just being in a classroom, having a lot going on. And that's what makes lectures hard for me and other things in college. But anyways, so throughout the years, I would just be a little bit slower in class. I would be passing it. I would do fine in elementary school, and my grades would be totally okay. But whenever I was in class, I was either looking at the clock or I was looking at someone else. I was never fully focused on the teacher, on the material, on what I was learning, can never fully understand or anything. So that was always a struggle for me to kind of keep focus and not really get distracted by anything. But I was like really too young to kind of pick that up. We were too young to like realize it, and my parents just didn't like catch it as much as like I might have, because it was happening to me, but like I didn't really know either. So as I got older, I got into 5th grade, into 6th grade, I started going out of the smaller classes into the bigger classes because we thought that I was ready to try them out, because I was doing very well at the small classes. So going to some of the big classes, I did do very well, and some of them like English, history was like okay, then science was not very strong, math was horrible, but English was always like a very strong thing for me throughout the years. Like comprehension got better and everything, which is really good because understanding comprehension, having ADD is really hard because it's just a lot to focus on, and you have to figure out which words to highlight. If you do have ADD, you probably understand what I'm saying, or any type of visual or slow processing issue, you probably could understand where I'm coming from on that, because you just don't know, there's just so much information. So that was always an issue for me. We got tutors and everything in elementary school, which really helped me out. And then we got to 6th grade where everything just kind of happened. So in 6th grade, I went to go see a specialist to see exactly what was going on. So we already knew that I had a slow processing and visual processing issue, but then we later began to realize I did have a little bit of ADD, and I also couldn't do scantrons. So I don't know if you guys know what scantrons are. I'll insert a picture if I could find one, but those are just very difficult for me to see because the visual processing, I couldn't differ the letters. I couldn't see like different letters or anything, and I would bubble in the wrong answers on the scantron, which would make my grade even worse in the class, and the teacher would be very confused. I would go to their after help sessions every day after school, and they'd be like, why is this happening? Why aren't you doing well? And I was like, I don't know what's going on. So then we would like take the test and we look at the scantron to like see where I went wrong, and she was like, you didn't like fill these out correctly. And I was like, well, I don't see the letters like everyone else, I guess. It was just weird. So I stopped taking the Scantrons, and then I also started getting a lot more tutoring, and I went back into the smaller classes for math. And I think history for like a little while. I don't remember exactly, but I knew that I needed that extra help, and it was so beneficial towards me. And like the good thing about getting extra help is that it's really only helping you. It's at the end, like at the end, if you can admit that you need a little bit of extra help, it's going to help you in the future. And like you're not going to hurt anyone except yourself if you don't accept the help given to you. That's just the way it is. And for focusing, I did take medication in 6th, 7th, and I think a little bit of 8th grade. And then I just started being able to do other things to focus instead of taking medication. I didn't really like taking medication. I had some side effects from it, and I just didn't think it was doing the best for me. And I thought that it was a lot like in my head, but like it really wasn't in my head. I just think that like I found ways to control my ADD instead of taking medication and resulting to other things, which is totally fine if you need to take medication. Like it's totally fine. I took medication and it really did help me, but I just felt like I really should try to do other things to kind of like substitute it because it wasn't that intense, my ADD. And I still do have it to this day. It's just like I just try to control it, I guess you could say. My processing is just something that's unreal, but so I just started getting off the medicine little by little, and I would just try my best. I would go to after school help. I would do everything I possibly could to get my grades up. So it was just really annoying because it was hard for me to focus, and that was like the main thing. But then I just started resulting to technology, like using my iPad, my computer. I became like a really fast typer because my ADD would like speed me up with like writing, and then like I would look up and like be able to process the information. I mean, that's just like my technique. The ADD really helped me in that way. Just kind of like go back and forth, find different studying techniques and everything like that. I'm glad that I did have all these barriers when I was younger. Like I'm really glad that I did have slow processing and ADD because I feel like all this stuff helped me because I was able to learn how to overcome those barriers and obstacles and be able to learn on how I could better myself as a student and also find ways around doing better. It was a big motivator to like not let it get in the way of anything. So if anything, like I appreciate like what happened and like how I got to where I am today because I probably wouldn't be the same person without my learning differences. So that is a little bit about my ADD and my other visual processing issues. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and turn notifications on. As you guys know, I'll be posting every day this month. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye!